Hello friends, in our previous video we have discussed what is hypothesis and how we select a sample from the population. But to select from the sample from the population, there are some techniques. Okay, so there are some techniques to choose sample units from the population. This is your sample and this is population. So there are two main techniques of selecting sample from the population. The first one is probability sampling and the second one is non-probability sampling. What is meant by probability here? Probability is nothing but chances of getting selected from particular set. Okay, so probability means chances of getting selection when there is an event. For example, if we toss a coin, then there will be possible outcome on tossing a coin, or two outcomes are possible as coin has two sides. Okay, so either we can get either a head or tail on tossing a coin. So two possible outcomes are there. Total possible outcomes are two. And when we toss a coin and if we want a head, so getting head on tossing a coin, the probability will be 1 by 2, because to get head from tossing a coin there is one chance out of 2. So the probability of getting head on tossing a coin is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. This is the concept of probability. Here selecting sample from population, some techniques are there which are based on probability theories, or based on probability and non-probability. So in probability sampling techniques, there are 4 techniques of choosing sample from the population. First one is simple random sample. So simply if we choose sample randomly from the set of that particular population, that will be simple random sampling. Okay, there is no particular way to select that samples from the population, just randomly researcher have, if have taken that, that is simple random sampling. The next one is systematic sampling. It means there is a pattern in choosing samples from that particular population, that will be systematic sampling. For example, in a number series, if you are choosing third number and multiples of 3, that is third, 6th, 9th, 12th, 15th. Okay, so 3 multiple numbers if you are selecting, that will be systematic sampling. Then the next one, technique is stratified random sampling. Here we divide population into strata, and from that particular strata we choose a sample. This is possible when population set, your population is of homogeneous in nature, having heterogeneous characteristics. Stratified random sampling is nothing but choosing random samples, numbers randomly from the stratas. That is called as stratified random sampling. Then the next technique is cluster sampling. Cluster is nothing but, for example, on the basis of location, if we are dividing population or respondent into different categories or different cluster, first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth cluster, for example, and if we are taking some responses, particular responses from that different clusters, that type of sampling will be called as cluster sampling. Clusters and strata, these are two different things. Okay, so these are the 4 probability sampling techniques. Non-probability sampling techniques, there are convenience sampling technique, quota sampling, judgmental sampling and snowball sampling. So as per the convenience of the researcher, if whoever respondents are available and if researcher is collecting data from them, that will be convenience sampling. If percentage, that means quota, researcher have decided quota and that percentage of respondents data collection is done for the particular study, that will be quota sampling. Judgment, on the basis of judgment of the researcher, again if they have collected data, that is judgmental sampling. Snowball sampling is nothing but if researcher have distributed his questionnaire with his friends and friends are distributing or forwarding that particular survey questionnaire to their friends, that means researcher is getting responses from friends of friends, that will be kind of snowball sampling. So these are the four non-probability sampling techniques are available in research methodology to choose a particular sampling technique. When we collect data by using these different techniques, we collect primary data by using survey actually, and one more type of data we have, that is secondary data. Primary data is what? Primary data, whatever we have collected for the first time from the respondent, that is primary data. Secondary data, which is already available, collected by someone else, if we are collecting it through the websites or from the available literatures and all, that is secondary type of data. Generally in questionnaire we have two types of questions.